All right, well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, sisters, you too. This is Pastor Dow. And like I said, it is getting real ugly. It's becoming increasingly difficult for this country to manage their affairs. And of course, now I have an opportunity, since we see something happening right here now, to give a truthful answer coming from a veteran's perspective and point of view. All right. I'm reading this morning's News Digest, and it says, look at this. National Guard deployed. Baltimore smolders after night of violence. Now listen, National Guard troops fanned out through the city. Shield-bearing police officers blocked the streets, and firefighters doused still simmering blazes early Tuesday as a growing area of the Baltimore shuddered from riots following the funeral of Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old black man who died in police custody. Up to 5,000 National Guard troops will be available to patrol the streets of Baltimore and ease the violence which has spread from the northern part of the city to the east, and to prevent another day of destruction like Monday's. Despite the multiple fires raging throughout the city, officials say the calm appears to be returning. The violence, incited in part by social media, begins shortly. Whoa, look at that now. After the Gray's funeral on Monday, and despite pleas from his family and community leaders to keep protests peaceful. Well, I'm going to read that portion right there, and this is going to get ugly, and I'm going to tell you right now. Those of you who did not watch my video yesterday, Baltimore, America is hell, you need to go check it out, and you need to pass it along to people, because not only did I talk about that situation, but I gave a lot of truthful, actual factual information, a whole bunch of it. And I think that you would be amiss if you choose to ignore it and not look at the facts of these situations right here, especially the situation we find ourselves in. I'm going to tell you right now. Now the age-old question is this: will American troops, i.e. National Guard, will they fire upon American citizens? Now, mind you, I'm a 10-year United States Army paratrooper veteran. And I'm going to give you my expert point of view. All right? I got out as a staff sergeant. Okay? And I'm going to give you my expert point of view. All right? Oh, by the way, somebody said the other day, you ain't never been in no military. You ain't never been on military. So anyway, I thought I'd bring up this picture right here. And of course, if you look, you can see yours truly right there. That was in BNOC. It's a mid-level non-commissioned officer course. And then there's yours truly right there, Pastor Dow. See it? Get a little bit closer. Now, if you don't think that's me, I don't know who in the hell that is. All right, that's totally irrelevant. Anyway, I'm tired of answering all these ignorant folks, because, people who do not exercise any form of intelligence today is just getting extremely too difficult to try to answer these people. Let me get on with it. Yes, veterans, or let's say people who are on active duty military, will in fact fire upon American citizens. And I'll tell you why. Because in school, high school, they're not taught about the Constitution in the United States, because it's nothing but a piece of toilet paper now. Nobody cares about the Constitution. The Constitution is a relic. It does not function, nor does it work. If you don't believe me, look how many laws that has trumped every amendment and every law that is written in the Constitution. I mean, after all, do we not have a right to bear arms? All right, if we have a right to bear arms, then why do we have to be regulated by the states in order to bear arms, which is already a right then? I mean, it's just part of it. I'm telling you right now, there will be a total different attitude on the streets. If everybody carried weapons, I promise you there would be no dishonor, no disrespect, because if it was, that day you could die. But the bottom line is, yes, National Guard are there not only to protect the interests of the state, because they get paid by the state. All right? And when they go on active duty, they get paid by the federal government, who has an unlimited resource called a printing press. So they can pay you to infinity. But they, in fact, work for the government. They don't work for the people. And they will defend themselves. Are you following me? Now, the National Guard is supposed to be defending themselves from the people, who are actually against the nation. But you know what they're going to be doing? The same thing they always do. They roll out the National Guard, of course, against American citizens who are practicing their right of civil disobedience. I told you, I don't care. Burn the whole damn thing down. That's my sentence, because the people's voice is simply not going to be heard. It's not going to stop people from dying. It's not going to stop this police brutality and injustices. It just simply is not going to stop until their voice is heard, even if they have to tap this whole damn country. I mean, after all, when the Europeans came over here in this country and they sat down with the Indians, did they not sit down with them peaceably and then put a knife to their throat? And then they made a national holiday called Thanksgiving, after they slaughtered over 700 Indians at a feast. Now, you think about that for a second. If that's the kind of attitude and perspective and spirit of this country, and of course the Indians call it the National Day of Mourning. You should go look that up. And I understand truth is painful. I really, truly do. And I understand all you people out there, especially from the last video, man, you Christians came out against me hard, didn't you? I told you I used to be one. The difference between myself and you is that I am a student. I research things. I look for the truth. I diligently pray. And then once I find the truth, I adopt a strong position against the lie. Now, the burden of proof rests on you, because if I come on here and tell you that Christianity is the strong delusion that the Bible speaks about, now, you can defend it all you want, but you can't defend it against someone like me who knows your religion better than you do. And that's just a fact. So, the bottom line is that, yes, they brought them out there to protect the interests of the community and the state, and this is how they call getting everything under control. Well, if there was justice in the land, and you did something about those police who did this injustice against that young man, and guess what? There wouldn't be no riots in the street. You see what I mean? But since the police work for we're on the Queen's land. We used to say the King's, but we're on the King's land, the Queen's land. They're going to protect the interests of the Queen, because that's who they get paid by. And remember, to them it's a job. And once they have that job, you think about it, when you're on the job and you're getting paid, you're going to do that job. You're going to do it to the best of your ability. You don't care what the law says, because most people who actually graduate from high school today, they're unaware that there's such thing as a constitution. Matter of fact, they don't even know it. When I was a little boy growing up, there used to be a cartoon that would come on every Saturday morning called Schoolhouse Rock. And I watched those things because they were very educational and very informative. You don't have that nowadays, not at all. And so people, they don't know the laws of this land. And when you don't know the laws of this land, and if you're ignorant and if you're without knowledge in anything, you will be destroyed. And that's what's happening. But I'm going to keep you abreast of these situations right here as they develop. I know many of you are going to disagree, but after all, you disagree, the burden of proof is on you. Get on here and make a video and tell us why you disagree, so we can see if you're informed or intelligent.